Well, greetings. This is Interstellar Radio. Today's day is August 3rd, 2019. We have Janet on the line. Hello, greetings there.
Greetings.
Whoa. So you
How
have
are you this
doing good?
evening?
Yeah, doing well. It's Florida
Awesome.
weather, as you know.
Yeah,
And
we are having a lot of rain, so it's a good night to be in to tell stories and talk about some amazing things.
yeah, definitely. So you have a story you want to go into?
Yeah, I'd be happy to share
Please.
with you. Well, basically, I'm going to say that I had lost a friend last week unexpectedly, and really had me diving deep and wanting to connect with her. And I did, and I'll get back to that in a minute. But I felt like it was time that I wanted to start reaching out to different guides and asking for support and assistance. And so that's what led me to reaching out to one of my star guides. And how I did that is through my meditation process and just really asking for them to connect. But this time it was very unique. It wasn't just through meditation. I actually saw my star guide and team. So it was a very, very beautiful experience that I had. What had happened is in my meditation, and at one point, what I had to do is ask them to give them my permission to come here if they could come into this dimension. But what had happened is it felt like they couldn't come and meet me all the way through. So what I did is through my meditation and will, I met them halfway. Okay, so we were halfway meeting. They didn't come here in a solid form, but I actually saw the light of the beings. So it was a really amazing connection, and I was not up and walking around, but my eyes were open, and I was breathing, obviously, normal, nothing crazy. And what had happened is as I started to see the light coming through, it was almost as if it was a kaleidoscope, a very large, like picture a large TV screen type, but it was just kaleidoscope colors coming through. And then I could have this feeling of others around that were in the group, but one was in particular connecting with me. And so, but the light was coming through. It was a pulse that was coming in, like my heartbeat. It was matching my heartbeat. So it was like a pulse. And one of the things that I had really wanted to find out is not what we talked about. You know what I mean? My intention was originally was to discuss the passing of my friend or help me connect with my friend.
Yeah.
But that was not what they were here for. Okay? So that's not something that they came for. They were actually coming here for the healing and to offer continued healing, but not only for me, but to give me more upgrades. So I was receiving more upgrades at this time, and it was a very unusual sensation that I was having. I was feeling very like tingly. So my whole body was tingling. And I had the chill, almost as if you've ever had acupuncture. When you do receive acupuncture, at some point when the chi is moving through you, it's like a wave sensation that you do get. So it was simulating that sensation. So chi running through energy. So it was a beautiful, beautiful experience to have. I didn't want them to to leave me. I was sad that they couldn't stay much longer, but I don't know. I can't imagine the work that had to be done for that to happen on their end. But also, let's not forget, I did meet them halfway.
Mm-hmm.
So it took me a while to get back into my form and ground myself. I had to do some more additional grounding when that was over. So it was a beautiful experience that is a gift for every single human being to experience. But when we do this work, very important to keep in mind that you need to be very specific. So, for instance, I went in there with the intention of asking about connecting with my friend who passed. Mm-hmm. But that was not the purpose of their visit. So then I had to be open to receive their intentions for being here. It wasn't what I wanted. And be open for that. Be open to understand that you don't have to have an agenda when you do this exercise. So be open to hear what it is you need to hear and receive. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
go ahead. Sorry. Yeah.
That's okay. So that was the end of my experience with my guide and group. The group was actually a support system. They didn't participate other than the fact that they were there supporting the energy working with me at that time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's obviously they give you energy healing.
Yes.
And this is why a lot of people want to connect to their guides and aren't always realizing how intense it can be. Well, it can take you out of this world, basically.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
But you must ask permission of them and give yourself permission at the same time, because that was an important part. That's how I was able to meet them halfway.
Nice.
Asking permission. I'm not assuming anything or not, because you can just want to see them, but you must ask. Mm-hmm. And one of the questions I asked was, are you able to come here into this dimension to meet with me? Mm-hmm. And my feeling was, I need to go halfway for that to be possible.
So, you think you can apply this to alien beings also?
I do.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I do.
Yeah. Of course, they're a lot closer to us. They're in more fourth dimension, fifth dimension. Because the beings that you connected to were, what do you think level they were at?
Well, my star guide is an interesting, because I don't know. I don't know that much about. I felt they did come from another star system. Mm-hmm. So are they aliens? I don't know. They were not the archangels that I work with. That was that's not what was coming through. This is a different sensation. So I would actually say it was coming from a star system. But I'm not quite sure. Is it ancestral, like star families? It felt more like that.
Nice.
Now, going back to the friend who passed, that day that she passed, it was raining, as it has been for the past week here. It was raining, and it stopped raining for a moment, but the ground was saturated. And I walked to the water, to the intercoastal, and I just wanted to be by the water. I was just very very sad and confused and alarmed as to how this occurred.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't want to lose myself in that. So I walked down to the water, and on my way to the path that leads me there, there was a dove feather that was right down on by my feet as I was approaching the path.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing that I observed about this dove feather was that it was dry. Mm. And understanding that it was pouring rain, the ground is flood, it's puddles and wet, but this feather is dry that I picked up as a symbolic of her being around me. Mm-hmm. But then as I lifted myself up, after, my head up after picking it up off the ground, there was the most vibrant rainbow in the sky, so very bright, and then a second one formed right behind it. So here I am holding a dove feather. Now I walk towards the water, and there is this vibrant double rainbow now that appeared in front of me. And at that moment, I heard it. I heard this message. Enough already, you know better. As if my friend was reprimanding me for sobbing myself to hysteria, because I know the difference. Okay, I already know that that she's just changed forms. That she's still, her essence is still around me, but I'm also a human being. So my human being was giving me this, this experience of, the sadness that I was experiencing. So point is, she's been with me this whole time. She hasn't left me. And the universe reminded me as she made sure. And as soon as I turned to walk back home, I looked over my shoulder one more time. I wanted a glimpse at that rainbow, double rainbow, one more time. And it disappeared. Mm-hmm. It wasn't there anymore.
So, I know some people find it hard, but you don't have to mourn someone's death. I mean, you can, more positive energies helps everybody, like parties and
That's
stuff.
Right. That's right. And that's right. And it's okay because we're going to have this human experience where it's going to take us, and it's very important for the healing process, however, to experience the emotion, but not to stay in it. We have to make sure that we experience the emotion and understand that and let it go.
Yep.
And that is what happened. And then I found I had so much peace. It took me a good 48 hours to stop sobbing, periodically, because I was missing information. That was also another part. I needed to know what had happened. And once I had the information, and then I was able to understand much better. But on a spiritual level, she actually is closer to me now because physically she moved to where you are. She's been on that coast, for the past 2 years. So we hadn't been seeing each other as much as we used to, and then now I feel her presence every day, even more so. So what a blessing that is.
Yeah. And that's what, I feel like more over time, more people will realize that, because some people like when parents die, the children don't want to let go. Nothing wrong with that. But if they realize
it's understandable.
Yeah. But they realize the spiritual side of it, that person's never gone. And then more of
then we can look at it in a different way.
Yeah.
then we don't look at it as death.
Yeah. Exactly.
Death, death is a human
Hmm.
concept.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
And that is one of the things that we can transcend the loss of a being, a relative, a family member, loved one, friend, and understand that it's just a shift in form that's taking place. And I know that's a difficult concept at the beginning for some people. Other people have been doing it and understand this, and it is a very helpful way to deal with loss.
Hmm.
And it has helped me immensely, and I hope that it will help someone else that may be experiencing similar loss in their life.
Oh, for like, how would you explain like to someone like crossing over? Like, a lot of people are afraid of death because they feel they'll get lost or become a ghost, or I don't know, have anything to say on that?
Mhm. So religion has created stories,
Hmm.
and these stories have been told forever. And people hold on to these stories depending on what they're exposed to, what religion they're exposed to, what culture they're exposed to. So there's many interpretations. As I said, death is a human concept.
Hmm.
So it depends on what your exposure was, what you were taught or experienced in, in your own life. But when we understand energy as we are does not die, we can attach to form, which we are doing as we are experiencing things. So basically, we are taught different things in religion or life experiences since birth.
Hmm.
So getting back to what is death, I don't know really because I haven't died.
Hmm.
Well, I crossed over, but I came back, so it was not a full my experience, as we talked about that in another show before. But this is a little different. I don't know. None of us know because we haven't died,
Hmm.
and we don't have a memory of past lives, so we don't recall. So fearing something you don't understand is really the conversation.
Hmm.
It's not about fearing death. It's about fearing what you don't understand. So understanding what we are is what helps us accept death for what it is and the transformation, because we're afraid of letting go of what we possess. Our life, our friends, this body, our dog, my job, whatever it is. It's that loss that
Hmm.
we are focusing on versus what is happening next, because nothing has ended. It just changed form,
Hmm.
which now we're going into a whole nother realm, and there's yet to have, nobody has any idea what's going to happen there. However, what I do know is the passing of my friend, and this has happened many times before where I've connected with loved ones who have passed, but I do it through doing readings all the time. I'm speaking and communicating. Look at, I'm speaking with one of my star guides,
Hmm.
and literally looking at the form, the light form that has come through. So to anyone who may have questions regarding how do we get over fear of death, we'll first have a clear understanding of what life is.
Hmm.
And then there won't be fear when you understand It's just a change of and a shift in form.
Yeah, it's I mean, doing this type of work, just, I mean, you don't have to do it professionally, but just knowing about spirit, talking to your guides, you don't have to do
They're
it all the
here.
time. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Then it makes it easier for transition. What I feel of death is basically it's like you go to sleep and you wake up. Something like that.
Well, you go to sleep
And you find yourself
and you're
right
in another
dimension.
transformation.
Exactly. It's like walking from one room to the other, is what I get.
That's right.
That's the idea. You just snap right from one place to another.
Right. That's right. So basically, what with my friend, what I understood is I was told she died in her sleep,
Mm-hmm.
which actually made it a lot more accepting for me
Yeah.
because I didn't want her to suffer, or we
Mm-hmm.
don't want anybody to suffer.
Yeah.
So what I understand from that experience that she had, as an example, is that she went to sleep and she woke up and remembered who she was.
Yeah, exactly. I had a story about a friend of mine said that this guy he died for a little bit, and then he knew about the Kennedy assassination. He knew about all this stuff, and then he woke up. He didn't remember any of it, but
Well, you know what? I believe it.
I believe it too. Yeah.
When I told you all, just like when I passed in surgery,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and I woke up, and I was not gone for very long, maybe not even a minute,
Mm-hmm.
because it wasn't like that tragic.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, oh my God, she's gone, and we're going to try to bring her back. I had a slip,
Mm-hmm.
is what they told my family. But what I remember is when I awoke from the surgery in ICU, I actually saw like remnants of where I was still, where I went.
Yeah.
And I was in a room, and I saw it felt like there was a lot of people in the room, like working there.
Mm-hmm.
But like, when you're coming out of a dream and you think you're still in it, and then it takes a while, and then you're like, okay, that's no longer, like, you're out of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I was still on the other side.
Yeah.
And then it started to fade, and I came back to the room.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was only actually one nurse taking care of me, not a whole room full of people. So that is what I'm trying to say. So that was kind of weird. Like, I can't explain that away.
No, that's neat. Yeah, that gives you people an idea of how many is around you. A lot.
Well, that's right. And just to understand, there's nothing to fear, because
No.
I just wanted to stay in that, because the colors were very, very bright, and like colors that I can't tell you what they are. They were so very bright and just amazing. And then everything kind of came back into focus to this dense, dense 3D reality. But
I have one.
Mm-hmm.
Some people they're always worried about aliens and even maybe spirit beings. About some people are in our dimension are feeling privacy. Don't look at me when I'm in the bathroom, or don't look at me when I'm doing this. And what do you have to say about that?
So yeah, of course I thought about it too myself, because when I'm doing readings on people before they come to see me, I'm connecting with their loved ones beforehand. Mm-hmm. But then I'm like getting ready, mm-hmm. and I'm thinking, wait, are they here still in my privacy? But the reality is it's not in part of being in that level of mm-hmm. like how do I explain it? I understand it's not something that they they are connecting to.
Yeah.
So they're not connecting to that part of us.
Correct.
Because that's a human task, not a spiritual task. So your spirituality is connecting, your higher self, your higher being, your essence is connecting with those that are a different dimension, not what you're doing in form. That's irrelevant, and it's not even a part of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I had to remember that they're not connecting with Gina in this body. They're connecting with the essence of this form, the person that I am there.
Because they don't always see it. They don't see what you're actually doing, you know.
They don't see me as Gina in the body that I have. They see me as my light.
Yep, correct. Yeah, exactly. You're the form that you chose to be in, whatever that might be. Yeah.
Right. So anybody who's worried about the ghost seeing them in the shower or whatever, they can't see that. Think of it as a veil. This body is a veil to the dimension of being.
Yeah, even if they did see it, they wouldn't care. I mean, it's just not, you know. I mean, it's a human thing.
It's not the connection.
Yeah, it's just not, you know, there might be some pervert beings out there, but, you know.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. That's the only way that my guide is showing me this. So they're showing me the light that they connect with, not the body. So the body is not, they don't know what I look like in this form.
Very good. Yeah. Because I get that question not a lot, but it comes and goes. Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to get really, privacy, energy. Don't look at me while I'm, getting dressed or whatever. It's like,
that's right. They don't, they can't see it.
Yeah. So it's not relevant. I don't know if you want to. Might as well bring this up. This just happened about the Walmart incident. I don't know if you wanted to say anything on that.
All I would say is, what's the distraction for?
Yeah, 20 people got shot.
I'm very sorry to hear that. It's a terrible thing, and I'm very sorry for the people that had to experience that. But what is the distraction for?
Yeah, because like you're saying, normal people do not act like that. There's a manipulation there, obviously.
Right. So there really is not. I honestly believe that humans are not as bad as these events are wanting us to believe that we are.
Yes.
So that's one of the reasons why I have a very difficult time being convinced that a average person just decided to go nuts and do that. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I have a hard time believing it. Yeah. I believe that, unfortunately, for those that are victims of these crimes, because they are crimes, I just feel that there is something else, another agenda. That's just my feeling on that. And what is that distraction for? That's all I can say about that. And that I'm very sorry for the families and the people that were dealing with that terrible event.
Yeah, it's it feels like the darkness wants to be, like when we go into a more positive timeline, the darkness says no to that. Wants to make itself known as part of it.
Right.
To say, hey, this is us, and
we're still here, but you know what?
Not going to change us. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, see about that.
that was well. It's just that as our I feel like we're on a positive timeline. It's not an easy
Yes, we are.
timeline.
And yes, absolutely. I believe that too.
Yeah, it's not easy. Nothing's easy. This world, Like when you're connecting to your guides, when you're talking about that, I felt, yeah, it's well, it's necessary because it's like a lot of souls come here that have not learned their lessons on other planets. They come here to, sometimes you're on a more positive world. You just don't learn what you're there to learn. So they can get lazy too. So they come.
Also, the visitors that come here, I
Mm-hmm.
believe, to aid us, to
Mm-hmm.
assist us to make change in the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
So for a better outcome, to teach us, to support us, and to love us. I'm not a person that believes that they're here to cause us harm.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the who's here to cause us harm is definitely not coming from another star system.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're already here, and they're amongst us. There are government that's, our shadow governments, and that's just kind of what I believe. But
Yeah.
also, I've had contact. I'm a contactee since a
Mm-hmm.
child.
Mm-hmm.
My experiences have been positive and beautiful, supportive and loving,
Mm-hmm.
not
Yeah,
scaring.
that's scary. Yeah, that's, well, some people need the scary to wake up. Some of them ask for it.
Well, that's true, but also this, if you're scared by it, then you're not ready to experience it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, our ghosts around, that's energy. It's stagnant energy that's stuck. That's why we sage. That's why we clear, to help move energy that, because you're not seeing like a ghost, you're seeing remnants of energy that once existed in that space.
Mm-hmm.
So for some people, this ghost can be scary.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be why it would be, but it's not here to cause you harm in this moment. It's stuck. And yes, people have had negative energy cause them illness or harm. I don't know much about that. I don't connect to that. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But I also do know that we can clear it away.
Mm-hmm.
There is a remedy for that. It's lost energy, stagnant energy, stuck energy.
And that's everywhere.
It is everywhere.
And
It's even underground.
yeah, more people would realize that it would be easier to clear it out.
Right. So how do we do that? Well, you've heard of a smudge stick. It's a very simple exercises. You can burn white candles, and ask your guides to help remove anything that does not belong here or serves you, and that is how you can do it. I've done it.
With the white candles, that plays a big role. The color of the candle,
Yes.
just, yeah, it feels like the intention has a lot to do with its power.
So the color of the candles does support your intention.
Mm-hmm.
So people who believe, I don't burn different color candles. That's not my personal practice, but I know people who do.
Mm-hmm.
I know people who burn green candles to for manifestations of money.
Mm.
There's reverse candles to reverse negative energy. So there are reverse candles available. But the white candle is my choice. I don't like to burn a colored candle in my home.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel comfortable. So if I have a candle in my home, it's white.
Mm.
And when you're clearing negative energy, that is the intent, is to have the white candle burning. And you let it burn all the way to the end.
Well,
You don't ever put a candle out when the intention is to clear negative energy. I'm not talking about your beautiful scented candle in your bathroom. Of course, you can turn that on. But if you're doing a practice to remove negative energy, your intent, do not ever blow. Never blow a candle out.
Hmm.
Use a snuffer,
Hmm.
right? Is that the word?
I guess. Yeah.
It's the thing that, yeah, there's something you could put it out with, but you never blow a candle out. This is how I've been taught since I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
Just one of the techniques. But having a smudge stick in your home, which is the white sage stick, is always a good idea to have. And you burn it. You don't have to do it all the time.
What about incense? Yeah, it's as strong, or is that the incense has a power?
Well, incense, I love incense, but I don't use it for the practice of clearing negative energy. I use it to sustain positive light and energy and manifestation of positive energy and to keep it here.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I use a Nagchampa.
Yeah, because
Nagchampa.
okay.
Nagchampa. And that's something that once I do my cleansings, when I do my meditation, I will sometimes burn Nagchampa, but as everybody knows who listens to Gina talk, I am an aromatherapist, so I will also use certain oils to manifest and sustain positive energy in the home.
Yeah, because candles are used for spell work, for positive or not so positive. Usually, so candles are pretty powerful. So.
They are. So are our words.
Yep.
So
Everything.
be very careful what you say. Right.
Mm-hmm.
With your intention, be very clear because they are very powerful. Yeah.
Yep. As we get older, well, as people understand this more, because that, like clearing out drama in family, that's usually one of the big difficulties for a lot of people. Relationships and family seem to be that's where most of the tension is usually.
Well, that's true. But we have a choice that we can stop generational circumstances I'm going to be careful of the words I choose here. So if you have, we all have the choice to stop it and heal it. Because when we heal it within ourselves, we have now healed generations that were before us.
Yeah, like confront the problem, with positive intentions. Yeah, if you're willing to face it, you can heal it eventually. If all parties in a family, because not all parties in a family want to heal drama, as you probably know.
Well, no, not everybody wants to heal.
Yeah.
No, they don't. Because that's a whole nother day we talked about. Yeah. But basically, when you make the conscious decision that it's time for you to heal, you are making a change not only for yourself, but other generations. Okay?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep. Yes. Yeah, you're going. Yeah, because your energies. Yeah, you're always going into the future. You can say. Your actions
and
now.
It does heal the past.
Yeah.
Here, what you heal in yourself, you heal in your family line. I was looking for what I wrote down because I had it. So what you heal in yourself, you heal in your family line. Absolutely.
So if you have family members that don't want to heal, what does that indicate, in your opinion?
Say that question again so I understand.
That some family, because usually a family has a lot of difficulties. Some the family members that don't want to heal. Why is it that some feel like they're always in the right and you're in the wrong, and they don't want to compromise, or what's your opinion of that? If that makes
But
sense.
they've attached to it, or they've identified with it, so they don't want to lose themselves by
Mm-hmm.
healing from that
Yeah. Yeah.
because they're attached.
Yeah. That they're right. That they're not willing to face themselves or face whatever is going on. Yeah. So.
Right. Well, they don't want to lose themselves because, like I said, it's very simple. They've attached to it. That
Mm-hmm.
is their identity.
Yeah. It's like a sickness almost. Like some people are always sick, or always, sometimes they just manifest that's their identity. I'm in a
That's right.
wheelchair. Even if I could probably walk, but I choose not to. Of course,
That's right.
that's not everybody, but there are quite a few of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's their
So
identity.
yeah,
Yeah, it's that simple.
yeah,
That's right.
yeah. Just
That's really when we need to go dig deep in our soul. We need to dig deep in our soul to really know for sure we're ready for this journey. Okay, this is the time.
mm-hmm.
Now we just had a black moon, the black moon July 31st, which is about change and clarity,
Yeah.
lessons learned, preparing for the foundation of, future, more positive people and surroundings in your area. So there was also a affirmation. So one of the things I want to just say real quick with this black moon affirmation, which happened on July 31st in the new moon at 11:11 p.m. I accept new beginnings. The past has tested my strength and has made me stronger. I am alive, happy, and ready to grow. I am ready to grow and ready for new opportunities, friendships, and doors to open. I believe in myself and value my worth. I am open-minded to what is coming my way. So I just wanted to say that for your listeners tonight.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah, it's just moving on from the old energies, and that's what we're doing. We're letting go of the old generations, basically. At least the idea system.
Mm-hmm.
Like the newspapers are slowly dying out. And we're just, even movie theaters might die out eventually. Everything will be online, what it looks like. So
The old system is breaking down, and it's breaking down fast, and that's what we want to see.
yeah,
We want that. That's what the mission was here. From the beginning was to break down the old system, and it's happening.
Yeah, no one would have ever thought they'd actually have a phone in their hand so they could go on the internet and talk to friends like in Europe or wherever they are across the country. Without talking on the phone, you just text them or something. Imagine 10 years ago that wasn't or maybe longer than that. So it wasn't.
Yeah.
Now it's
It
everybody's.
wasn't possible.
Not really.
That's right. Now it's everybody. But can you imagine now what we have the technology to do now, but has not been given to us at this time?
Yeah.
Is to be able to communicate with somebody through telepathy.
Yeah.
And that is absolutely, something that I'm, really looking forward to. I think that having an open mind to understand that is possible. We all kind of do it already, or naturally, organically. It's in our DNA to do this, but there are technologies. Can you imagine we don't have to pick up a phone?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we're like the psychic or the spiritual internet, you can say. We're all psychically connected.
Well, aren't we connected already?
Yep.
Isn't our minds already connected to it? So, like, in a way, we're becoming artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
We're holding our phones every day, and this is what it has been. It was not that 10 years ago.
No. Yeah, we're going into more of the robotic age. Robots are slowly creeping in. So
I just had to push a couple of buttons, and somebody brought me my dinner tonight.
yeah, yeah, it
I mean, for real.
might have been 2 hours late, but still.
I know. Yeah.
Jeez.
That's true. Well, but my point,
So,
like,
but yeah,
now I could just say, I'm hungry. I want this.
yeah.
And everything is connected. I didn't have to give anybody money
Hmm.
today. I didn't have to give them anybody money. They already took it.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
know,
it used to be what, pizza, and I think you can get a sandwich usually. That was it. Some sandwich places deliver, but not everybody delivers.
well, no, but the service that there's a service available that does it. If the restaurants don't deliver, now there's a service, and all you have to do is push a couple buttons. They'll take your money, and you don't have to do a thing. You just open the door, and it's there. So my point is, these are the technologies. These have been existing. We're just now having the opportunity to utilize them. But as far as the technology advancements for us to evolve beyond where we are now, they're just being kept from us at this point.
Well, the only thing is, like, I mean, yeah, the internet's turned into like the new town center, where people can have a conversation, because we don't really have that in the physical. I mean, you do, but not really. We have mall. You can't just go to a place and everybody meets and say, "Hey, how's it going?" And we don't really
No,
have that, really. Not really
no. Well, that's the only way we knew how to communicate.
in the
But
past.
now this is so expanded into so many different opportunities. But again, our minds are just as powerful.
Yes.
And so to be able to connect now with people through the telepathy, I know that this is going to be the next step.
Yeah, definitely.
Or how are we going to be able to communicate with people just by thinking of something? That's the next step. And I wanted to go back to the dove feather before this ends.
Sure.
At the beginning of the story. If you remember, I mentioned to you that it was pouring rain just before I walked out the door, and it stopped. I wanted to get out of the house because I was overwhelmed. But then this feather that was on the ground was dry in the midst of all of this. Now, how can you explain that? Because it came to me through a different dimension.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was dry in my hand.
Yeah. Crazy.
I don't know how to explain it other than that is exactly how it was presented to me.
Well, it feels like the archangels.
He handed it to me through another level. Pardon?
Yeah. I feel like the archangels were involved with that.
And then to hear those powerful words, "Stop it already! You know better." Yeah, she was like my older sister, and taught me so many beautiful things in this world, and a very intelligent, awakened woman. And I miss her, but I miss the face that I connected with her with, but she's still here with me now.
Very nice. Yep, eventually society will pick up on that when they're ready. Definitely going to have a transformation for sure.
It's coming. It's already started, and people are seeing it. People are knowing it, and people are understanding it. Absolutely.
Yeah, little by little. So, all right, we're going to wrap it up. Anything else before we get going?
No, just wishing everyone a wonderful month of August, happy and healthy, and we will talk again soon, I know.
Sure, yeah, yep. Well, yep, give you a call at the end of the month if you'd like to be on again. Sure.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again, and it was really a pleasure speaking with you tonight.
Definitely. All right. Much love, everyone, and have a great weekend, everyone. Take care.